What's going on, everyone? My name is Aaron Brady here with another edition of Timeless Sports, and we come to you live from our Victory Place studio in Dallas. So there's lots of sports we play in America, but there's only room for one best sport. Which is it? Today we're going to get into that debate, and we're going to look into, of all the sports, which sport truly is the best sport in the United States of America. Let's go around the table and meet this week's contributors. Over here, we have Parker Smith.
Hey, let's go.
We got Loudon Richardson. And Scott Evans.
H-Town, what it do?
All right, so today, like we talked about in the intro, we are debating the best sport in the USA. So Parker, why don't you kick us off? What do you think is the best sport in the United States?
Okay, when I think of the best sport in the United States, I think about the league that has been on the rise, has been more popular, has increased viewing ratings, and has a growing fan base, and one that's actually also in multiple countries as well. And so the obvious and clear-cut choice for me is basketball. And so basketball is the number one. I mean, you have teams that are in Canada, you have a growing media market, and the GM in Adam Silver is commissioner, yes.
You started your argument with outside the country. We're talking about the USA.
I think
It's growing bigger in other countries. I don't care.
No, it is
We're
basketball.
talking about the one nation under God.
Yes, the one nation. But I still think even in America, basketball is on the rise. People who are playing sports, they want to be playing basketball because that's where all the money's at, and that's where all the market and the media is at, and that's where all their advertisements are going to. So basketball is a clear-cut winner over baseball and hockey and football.
Do you all want me to go?
Yeah, let's hear it.
This is the easiest argument. When they said we were doing this argument, this is the easiest debate I've ever heard of in my life. Well, if I go to the Texas Rangers Stadium right now for a game, it could be a playoff game. I don't even care. Do they have playoffs in baseball?
Yes.
Or NBA?
Who the Rangers don't know. They don't.
Right now,
Take me back to 2011.
almost two championships,
8 years ago.
one pitch away. Not going to get into that right now. If I go to an NBA game or a Ranger game not a Ranger game, probably any MLB game because I've been to several Astros games as well. How many empty seats do you see? I'm saying NFL football, people are watching it at their homes every single week. Everyone is getting home from church on Sunday to watch the football game, okay? And they're showing up by the thousands in the stadiums, all right? Fantasy football has exploded. It is massive. It's a massive marketing thing for NFL, not just one team, because now everybody's not interested. It's pulling people away from their one team, not me. Full-on Cowboys right here. But we all are rooting for different players now where we want to watch these games. Even if it's not the Cowboys, now I'm watching every single game that I can on a Sunday or on Monday or Thursday because I want to see my fantasy team play as well. So NFL overall, it's America's sport. It's blown up everywhere. The tradition and the different things that come with football.
Okay, but
do
you know why you're watching it at home? Because the NFL is so expensive that you literally cannot afford to go to the game. We tried to go to the Texans versus Cowboys game, and the cheapest ticket we could find, the cheapest ticket was $287.
Why is that?
For one game.
Yeah, hang on. My question is, was that in Dallas
That was
or in
in
Houston?
Houston.
Really?
Yeah, that was
I'm shocked.
In Houston, $287 on StubHub.
Wow.
It was because Zeke Elliott was playing.
Also, another reason why you have that is because there are only 8 home games for each team.
That's true.
Right.
In the NFL, and there is 41 in the NBA and like 82 in baseball.
So they need to decrease
And
the
so-
games so that the games are more important.
No, but that's what has to do with that. But still, the TV ratings of the NBA is still soared, even with that difference right there. The whole league this year talked about Colin Kaepernick kneeling on the decline, like viewers that they were getting each and every week. Super Bowl this year.
This year or last year?
The last 2 years. I'm talking about the last 2 years. But even this year in the Super Bowl, how boring was that? How many people left by halftime this year?
That never happens though. He left by halftime. Who was leaving the Super Bowl at halftime?
You know how many people left like from their? They turned off and turned on to another channel. I had a Super Bowl party.
I need numbers.
I had Super Bowl people and kids and teenagers. We had a huge party and event, and by the end of the first quarter, they were like, "Let's just play games. I'd rather just play games than watch this." And that's what we did.
I'm with Parker on this. I think the NBA is growing, and I think one of the main reasons behind that is like if you look at just the way that they are. If you think about the NFL, what do they have going on right now? They have
Everything.
Yeah, they have everything. Like the Patriots owner. You've got Robert Kraft in the news. You've got Tyreek Hill breaking his kid's arm. You've got so many other things that are going on. The whole stance about domestic abuse, like as you.
Okay, I'm not debating about how crappy Roger Goodell is as a league owner or the commissioner.
But I think because of that, like when you think about the NBA, you're seeing a league that is united. You're seeing an owner. You're seeing a commissioner who supports his players, who gives his players a voice, who lets his players be out in the community, taking stands for what they want to do. And when they do that, people latch onto that. People are seeing that and they're going with it because they can support that. Like. Yes. When I think of the NFL, like you don't see that.
They have good publicity. The commissioner gives them what the players and the fans want. All-Star League, All-Star Game this year. They went from having an East and West to they had backyard ball where they had two team captains and they picked and like everyone loved that. And next year they're talking about even broadcasting the leaders' picks.
Yeah. Huh.
So think about how many people you're bringing in and giving the fans what they want.
That would be cool.
I can see the point that football is up there though, because like if you're from overseas and you think of an American sport, like the sport that is the most American is going to be football. But I think if they're continuing on the path that they're going on now with the NFL's decline, I mean, how many times did Donald Trump feel the need to tweet something and go at an NFL player? Like, you're the president of the United States. You should have something better to do. And that, like, when you think of the NFL, you start to think about that. So that's going to keep the league going down while the NBA is going up. And let's think about it this way. The esports leagues, because that's something you're big into gaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of seeing an esports Madden league that's being broadcast.
Good point. And also, let's go with our last but not least, Aaron Brady right here, and let's see what he thinks.
All right, so Loudon said when you think America's sport, you think football. There's only one sport that is known as America's pastime.
Pass.
Hang on now, I'm getting the current.
Pass.
But baseball, hang on. Baseball is the one America pastime. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one here, but I feel like a lot of kids, when they go to their very first, their dad or parent takes them to their very first game. I know for me, it was a baseball game. And there's nothing like walking into the stadium and you look out and you just see the green grass mowed and you see the dirt around the mound and how even everything is. It just looks really cool. And you look out and you see the two yellow foul poles. You get to see the crowd out there. You get to try, where the players try to hit the home runs. It's a really neat thing. Then you think about things like, okay, ballpark food. We even have a song about it. Peanuts, Cracker Jacks, that's baseball. Mm. Then you think about, some parks do the whole dollar hot dog thing. I think that's a really cool thing, right? You think hot dogs and peanuts and Cracker Jacks. You got the whole 7th inning stretch at Fenway Park in the 8th inning. It's Sweet Caroline. There are so many cool things about baseball, and when you look at it, yes, I agree that when you go to the stadiums, they're not always full. I get that. But you got to think like, 162 games in baseball?
And it's affordable. Like, you can actually afford it.
Yeah, they're affordable to go, so it's easy for a family of, five or six people to go. It's $10, $15 a pop. Whereas, basketball, if I'm going to a Mavs game here, and you want to get a decent seat, you're spending, $100 a pop. Here's the other thing. When I look at every sport, for me personally, for me to go to a game live for a basketball game or a football game, I've got to be sitting down low. If I'm not down low, I'd rather watch it on TV. When I go to a hockey game or I go to a baseball game, I could be at the very, very top row and still enjoy it. NFL and NBA, I'd rather stay home. But there's something about being at the ballpark that you can get in cheap, and when you go, you can sit anywhere in the stands and enjoy it. And I think that it goes beyond America's pastime. I think a lot of people enjoy just getting to relax at the games. You know, it's low key, it's chill. You get,
too
you know, I don't think so. But so I've got baseball as the best sport in America.
A few objections to that.
I have 3.
Yeah,
Bring it on, let's hear 'em.
3.
Bring it on. What's your boys got?
You got 3 or 4? Okay.
You go.
So at least 2 objections coming on the top of my head. One is the MLB realizes there a problem with the decline rating, and they are trying to make different rule changes so they can speed up the game. They're actually even talking about doing away. Yes, and they're talking about even taking away extra innings, and where they start with a person on second if they go into extra innings or anything like that, or they just have it a tie game. And so that's one big thing that the Major League Baseball, they realize their game's slow and that they're losing viewers from that.
But won't that help though? If they speed the game up and instead of 3 hours, it's 2.5 per the average game. Won't that help?
So baseball would be in this conversation. That's how that would happen. It'd be at least in the conversation.
Well, they're already doing that. They're already putting a limit. You see out in center field, there's a clock.
5 years
It's like
11.
90 seconds or 2 minutes in between. They've got an actual clock.
2 minutes.
Yeah, in between innings. Like a pitcher's got to get out there and warm up and all that good stuff.
This is baseball. A pitcher walks up to the mound, or sorry, batter walks up to the plate, the batter's box.
Get it right.
I'm gonna strap my gloves, hit my shoes with the bat, get all ready, step into the box. The pitcher looks at the catcher. And here we go, first pitch. It's a ball. And nothing happened. The batter backs out and we restart the entire process. And that's what I'm watching for 3 hours right now.
Yes.
They need to make it quicker. They need to throw something in there where the pitcher can just start throwing balls in there multiple times or something. And the batter's just has to be ready to go. He can't back out. Just make it more interesting. Do something.
Look at the rise in TV ratings, and also basketball doesn't have to worry about their fans not paying attention and getting hurt by not paying attention even when they come to the games. Look that up, MLB.
Always bring a glove. It's very easy.
Who brings a glove?
You go
If
to
you are over 12 and you bring a glove to a baseball game, you should be banned from the stadium.
I mean, hey, if you're sitting first row, those things come humming.
Yeah, they need to put those nets
I agree.
farther.
Most of them are on their phones doing this. Oh, what's on Snapchat? What's on Facebook? They pitched the ball yet? No, Okay, I'll wait 5 more minutes.
I guess baseball is a little bit more dangerous for the fans than football is.
All right, well, that's all for today's episode of Timeless Sports. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, would you do us a favor and click that like button? You can also click the subscribe button as well to see what videos we have coming next. I'm telling you, we've got some good ones. For all of us here at Timeless Sports, we want to say goodbye from Dallas. And as always, remember, Timeless Sports, join the debate.